Just for information of everybody that is here at the moment, the session is being recorded for later transmission, and your images, all the images and whatever is said on the show is being recorded. And if we can remain on mute, apart from myself, Steve Robinson, and of course Dave, who is John on the video.
Sorry about that.
That's quite all right. It did confuse me a little. I just need to send an email to a chap in France that's doing one of the later Zooms. We're from all over the world today.
Yeah, I've seen. Yes.
Yeah, which is brilliant. We've got people from Australia and all sorts. Sorry about that. Nearly there. Nearly there. Well, I have to say that I enjoyed watching the video of your layout. It was tremendous.
Oh, thanks. Took a while to put it all together and learning how to cut videos up.
Yeah, and then a bit zooming through your conservatory as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're at 12:45, the official start time. First thing I'll do is I'll welcome everybody to the this Zoom session, where we're looking at Dave Ellis's Tetlingford layout, which is based in his cellar of his home in Norway. Thank you, Dave, for letting us use your videos.
Oh, you're welcome.
Just ask everybody if they can stay muted, but use the chat symbol at the bottom of the screen to ask any questions. And don't be frightened to ask any questions if you've got some. I'm sure Dave will be quite happy to answer them. Do enjoy the session. And Dave, tell us a little bit about your layout, if you can, please.
Yeah, it's the second layout I've made in O gauge. Before that, there was always N gauge and double O gauge. But I had always in my lifetime wanted to make a kit loco, and I thought, well, O gauge would be the best place to start. So about 12 years ago, I think I made my first loco, and it's just sort of built from there. I joined the Model Railway Club in Stavanger around about the same time, and attended the first of the Telford shows, which I've been every year ever since, and got a kit and decided to build an exhibition layout, which we had up in Stavanger, which was shown as a work in progress as we built it, basically. After that, I always said, I only needed 1 or 2 locomotives, but we're up to about 20 now, and still growing. And there's lots of boxes under the benches somewhere, so we'll go from there. I halfway retired 4 years ago, and we decided to move back to Kristiansand from Stavanger, because my wife comes from Kristiansand. And we bought this house, which is very nice. And one of the conditions that we bought this one was that I got a room or half the cellar to myself. So I have a beautiful room with a beautiful view, which I use as an office and railway room. So I'm in a nice warm heated room, so can't complain. There's underfloor heating, stays at 20 degrees the whole year round. So it's perfect for the railway. And yeah, so as I said, began in 2017, so it's gone up quite quickly. So Telp's only working 3 days a week now. So
Yeah. So how long have you been in O'Gage then now?
when it must be 12, 13 years. So yeah.
And so what made you choose this particular region?
Grandfather was a Great Western man all his life. I've inherited an awful lot of his bits and pieces. He was very into first aid and things like that, and he's got lots of certificates from Chester and around that area, because he was based mainly he was based in Little Sutton, in fact, and he worked at Woodside and the carriage. He ended up in the carriage sidings at Birkenhead. He was in charge of the carriage sidings just before he retired. So, and yeah, my father was interested in model railways, and yeah, always Great Western, of course. So, and it's just sort of carried on from there. So,
I see. So how did you design your layout then?
Well, I started with an empty room, which was really good, and used the AnyRail program to design what I wanted. I decided that I needed a good platform length, because I'd bought 6 coaches to build. So I bought a set of sunshine stock from Hayward's, which I've actually just finished, but I've not painted them, so they're still on the shelves at the side of the room. So
Sorry, is that why you ran your station diagonally across the middle of the cellar?
I did that because it gave me the greatest length, and also that I could get a 6-foot width. I'll tell you what, I'll pick the camera up, because I've got a web camera on the top of the screen at the moment, and then you can get an idea of what the width does in the way of giving you a nice view. Because when you're standing, in the middle where I am now, as you can see, the station area is rather quite large.
It certainly is.
And I've just got walkways. It's based on how I've seen a lot of American people do it, with islands out here, there, and everywhere. So I've got a little bit here where I'm standing, which contains my desk and workbench and everything like that. And then in front of the window there is the MPD and the printer, and I see that I've actually, this is all reversed, by the way, I'm sorry to say, because yeah, but never mind. So as you can see, that it's a good area, but with the station being the width it is, it gives an impression of size, which is something that you don't normally get if you're running around the outside of a room. So I'll put that back on down again.
If I can just say, if anybody's got any questions for Dave, then please put them into the chat, text them through to us, and we'll. Yeah, it is. Well, you mentioned everything's the wrong way around. It only appears the wrong way around to you, because
okay.
Screen it's mirror imaged.
Right.
And
okay. So I am holding my right hand up then.
That is definitely your right hand.
Oh, that's good.
Yes. And you've got your earphone in your left ear.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why you've got it into an island, so you can get a good width, and and you can reach across it that way.
Yeah, I can get to absolutely all of the layout apart from 2 of the corners, but the layout is actually built so as I can stand on it.
Right.
So
What construction method have you used for building the wall itself?
The framework is built out of 4 by 3/4 inch stretchers, normal, sort of half a meter between each of them. But the baseboard itself are actual floorboards. Floorboards, the type that we use in Norway, which are 22 millimeters of chipboard.
All right.
And I use the bathroom quality because it's then waterproof, so I can put as much glue and everything on as I want, and it doesn't delaminate. So, and as I say, it's strong enough to kneel on, to work in the corners, and so.
Cody Young from the Netherlands has just asked, he sees that you're using the Lens DCC system. Are you happy with it?
Oh yes, I had the lens from when I had the double O gauge, and I think the lens system is wonderful. It never goes wrong. You never ever have a problem with it. The only thing I could say is I wish you'd bring out the wireless handhelds that he's been promising. Yeah. But apart from that, it's fantastic, and it works really well with the computer side of it, because I use Railroad and Co as well, and with Railroad and Co you can make it run by itself. So the shuttle traffic, the 14XX and the diesel rail car, they all run by themselves, basically to a timetable. And then I do all the shunting and the goods work in between them. So if I want to, I can. I've actually got it set up now. If I turn the clock on, it'll just start running away. So probably something will start beeping and whistling and chuffing off very shortly. So we'll just see what happens. So
you do DCC sound as well, don't you?
Yes, all the locos have sound in them. Oh yeah, there goes the. I don't know if you heard that, but there was a whistle went, and can you hear the?
No, not quite. No.
No, it's because I've got this on a microphone. But if I go a bit closer to it, you should be able to hear it. And off it goes by itself, as you can see.
Yes.
And then it'll appear on the other side very shortly and stop itself. So, and then it waits the amount of time that you program the computer for, then it goes back again. So,
what sound chips do you use?
I think that one is a lock sound, but lately I've been using Zimo and U-Choose for the sound systems, because they're really nice, and he programs well. So,
is it the 645 you're using?
It's the 645s I use for everything. So, and it doesn't appear to have any problems with that at all. So, some people say that the smaller chips aren't strong enough for the O gauge locos, but I haven't found any problems whatsoever. So, and I'm running I've got a Castle and the Grange and a 2800. So it as long as you use good motors, and I either use the ABC motors or Slater's motors for all the builds I do. So, as I've built all the locos myself nearly, so I've bought a couple of bought the Grange and a Hall from John at 55 models, or whatever it was called at that time. So, but the rest I've built myself. So most of the rolling stock, and I've bought a couple of coaches, but I really enjoy building things. So
which of the Lens handsets, I noticed you've got two different ones there, that you prefer to use?
I prefer the 100. It's because it does everything, and I'm used to the buttons on it now, so I don't need to look. I can just use it without thinking about it. So,
Have you tried the 101?
no, not yet. I was thinking about buying one, but when I have people coming to see me, they usually bring their own handsets. So, and I was, as I say, I was hoping that they would have brought out the
radio control.
the radio control ones, which is what I really want. So,
okay. Anybody else with any questions for Dave? Please come forward. We need lots of questions.
Yeah,
yes.
That's a question, Tony. What type of couplings do you use on the layout? Is it 3-link, etc.?
No, I use Dinghams.
Dinghams.
Because you can hardly see them. I don't use the magnets, the electromagnets that Dinghams sells, because you can only uncouple where the magnets are. So I make up a shunter's pole, which is this. It's a bit of plastic card, so which is flexible, and you just buy some of the very small rare earth magnets, drill a bit of a hole and glue a bit of plastic card on the outside of it, and then you can just wave it around under the couplings. If I show you what I mean. And you can do this on the move. So if you have I don't know if you can see the coupling hanging down there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you just catch the hold of the magnet and draw it forwards, and it lifts the latch, and you can uncouple wherever you like on the layout. And you can actually fly shunt with it as well, which I know you're not supposed to do, but and that is why
scale 7 or fine scale.
It's fine scale. Yeah. I looked at scale 7 and thought, no, I'm not that good. And I've only got one lifetime, and I couldn't have built all the track work in the time I have available. So,
what size is the room, and what's the minimum radius?
The room is 21 foot in length and 16 foot wide. So minimum radius is the same as Pico points. It's 6 foot. So everything goes through a Pico point. Everything goes around the layout. So there is only one sharp corner across in front of the fireplace. I've used some of the new Pico set track, and as long as you put a transition curve into it, I've managed to get a 280 round that. So some locos will go round, some won't. So it'll be restricted access around there, and at some point I may actually join the gasworks up to the dairy and have so as I can run all the way around and have a circle. At the moment it's just end to end, so as shunting seems to be the thing I enjoy doing most. So
do you fit inside motion to your locos?
Some of them, none of one works. That's on the 2200 class. That was just like the real thing kit, and that came with the inside motion. I have got some other inside motion kits, but the last few locos I've made, I've decided that springing and split axles is what is the best thing for me. So I think the locos run really well if you spring all the axles, and especially if you split the axles. So I have a little milling machine that I use to mill out the axles and glue them up with araldite.
Right.
It gives really good running. So
Do you use split frames then?
no. I use the Slater's insulated horn blocks.
Oh yes.
So, and as I say, the last two locos that I've used that on, they've worked really well. Been really impressed with the running of them afterwards. So.
Somebody's just asked, is it true that the dinging couplings do not allow you to run round in the yard?
Well, you can run around. There's no problem in running around. What you can't do is reverse the reverse locomotives or trucks or anything. So everything stays the same way around on the layout. What I've done with the rakes of coaches, I've put there's either a hook or a latch. So the latch is on the back end of all the vehicles, but on a rake of coaches, so as you can put a mainline passenger train on the front. Whichever way, I put a hook on both ends. So nothing gets turned around. The turntable's just there to get the maximum amount of lines into the engine shed. So, oh, you saw the rail car just go past.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll turn that off now. It's a bit noisy. So.
Well, we can't hear it.
Okay, all right. Okay.
No.
No, you just see it. It just keeps going backwards and forwards on its own on its every half an hour on the clock. So the clock's running at 6 times speed at the moment, so it goes rather quickly.
Anybody else got any questions? Come on, there must be some questions for this fantastic layout.
Hello, Colin. I see you're. That's it. Yes.
Yeah. Colin, do you want to switch your microphone on to speak?
Not especially.
Not especially. No, it's just
Anyway,
looking.
It's nice. It's nice to see the layout.
Sorry.
My question
Sorry, I said it's nice to see the layout. I'll watch the video later.
Okay, yeah. Well, I've seen the video just once or twice. Yes, yeah. It must have been taken some doing putting together that video.
Yeah, I used a couple of weekends. It was a bit difficult trying to do everything yourself because you're trying to control the trains and move the camera around, and yeah. So, but a little GoPro camera, it was fine, and it just fits on a flat truck as well, so you can push it around and take.
You can go around the conservatory.
I can go around the conservatory, yes. So.
Yes, that was entertaining.
So.
Yeah. So what did you do? Did you put the camera on a stand for doing most of the videos, run the train backwards and forwards,
yeah,
and then edit it all together?
And then edit it all together afterwards. The GoPro, you can it'll take 4 or 5 hours of video. So I just ran trains and then chopped it up afterwards. So and sewed it together again afterwards, and used the storyboards to hide the joins. So,
Did you use a particular video editor?
No, I just used the one that was in Windows 10.
Yeah.
So there is a video. It's very basic, and you can't fade and you can't zoom or anything with it. But yeah, fine. And I didn't have very much time to do the videos. So.
No, sorry for putting your pressure on you.
No, it's no problem at all. So it went really well in the end. So
It's been fantastic to be able to talk to you.
Thank you very
Can't
much.
tell you're miles away.
No, it's the wonder of modern science, isn't it? So, yeah. So.
Instantaneous.
As I say, the main reason for the layout is so I can shunt, because I enjoy shunting things, and I've tried to put lots of different types of industry around. So there are actual places for the trucks to go to, and they only go in particular places. So everything gets mixed up in the fiddle yard, and then we have cards which I have borrowed from the Fremo people. I don't know if you know about Fremo.
I don't know, but maybe some of the other members might.
I see Core knows about those. What they do is they meet up and they hire a school hall, and they put together a vast layout that is literally a kilometre long, with lots of side tracks and other things, and then they run it as a proper railway. And you get consist cards, which are I don't know if you can see.
Yes.
Yeah. So you make up trains, and what I normally do is say, okay, great, we run sort of 6 to 8 goods wagons. So we take the goods wagons cards and shuffle them like that, and say, okay, great, you want to take these ones that I've got here and make it up into a consist, and it'll be towed away by that. And then on the back of the cards, it says what they can do and what they can't do, and where they're supposed to go to when they get into the station area. So the person that's shunting the station has to take them apart, put them in the right place, and it works from there. So you never know what's coming and what's not coming. So it is designed for 2 to 3 operators, but COVID-19 put a stop to that. So I haven't had any visitors for the last year or so that have been able to run trains with me, so, which is a bit of a shame.
Another few months, and everybody's had their inoculations and vaccinations, and
Yeah, well, you're lucky in that way. We're getting ours through the EU, who have made a mess of things. So I think we're at the end of May before we get ours. So.
end of May. Oh well, that's not too long to wait, is it?
No, I guess not. So. We have been really, really lucky here. We haven't had the deaths and the hospital admissions that you've had in the UK. So.
Well, we've got large population and very dense population as well in the UK, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Not helped a great deal.
No. We as I say, we're lucky. The population density around here is negligible. We're the same size as Yorkshire in area, and we have about 1/10 of the population that Yorkshire have.
So where are you from originally then?
Me, I was born in Peterborough, but I haven't lived in England as such since I was 16. So joined the Navy and went to Scotland, and then from Scotland came over here for a job in 1984. A 6-week contract that lasted 30 odd years.
So you stayed?
I stayed. I did stay, yes. We found out that gentlemen do prefer blondes. So.
I better not tell my wife that. She's
No.
All right, well, thank you very much for that, Dave. Thank you for letting us have a video of your layout.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us for the questions and answer sessions.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
If there's no more questions from anybody, if there's any more
Well,
questions.
there was a question from Core de Jong. The point motors, yes, they are connected.
I do apologise, Cole.
To the DCC system. I'll share my screen with you if I can do that. Hang on a sec.
I'll just have to give you permission to do that.
Okay. Oh, it was green. Host disabled. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it is.
Okay. Just bear with me a second.
Mm-hmm.
I need to find you. turn off the chat.
Oh, anyway, yeah, the point motors are tortoise motors. Here we go. There. Share. Can you see that? Yeah.
It should be coming on. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. There is the layout in Railroad and Co. Okay. What happens when I turn the clock back on is in a couple of minutes, which will go very quickly. You'll see one of the either the rail car or the auto coach go. But if I want to, if I press that, it sets a route through from the coal yard out onto the main line. And the computer can do this as well when it's running schedules. So it will lock off a part of the layout from you. So and as I say, it's very, very simple to use, and you have a timetable which goes through the day, and it repeats whatever you want. You can also drive the trains by, oh, hang on a second, I'll show you what's happened now. As you can see, you can't hear it, but it is actually going. The 14XX will run round. So it's locked itself out here. And as you can see, that it goes red. So between the sections, and it locks off the next two sections. So you have to be careful when you're shunting that you're not in the wrong section when it tries to lock you out. Otherwise it stops. But then it will stop, and that's it just going outside now. So if I do that, no, that's no point. But as you can see, it's now locked off
The next section.
the next section into the bay. So it'll run into the bay and then just stop itself. So
Perhaps when we have the next virtual show, we'll have to have a session on this automatic control.
yeah, it's very, very good. It's the same one as they use in the Wonderland in Hamburg. You know, the one, the railway that's the size of an aircraft carrier.
Yes.
So,
Well, the time is moving on, and I have to start another Zoom session in another 10 minutes.
okay.
I'm going to have to finish this here and say thank you very much again to everybody for coming, and thank you for talking to us as well. All the
Thank
best.
you very much.
And I hope you all continue to enjoy the show.
Yes, will do.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Bye then.
Bye-bye now.